Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am Dr. Namrata Agrawal, ICU specialist at Borivali Healthcare. So in my last video, we had discussed what is the role of an ICU specialist in an organ failure inside an ICU. Today we will be discussing about if that organ failure has not gotten better and the patient has gone for organ transplant, how an ICU specialist plays a role in managing the patient post-organ transplant inside an ICU. So organ transplant is a process where organ is harvested from a live or a dead donor and is inserted into an unhealthy person whose organ is failing. So organ transplant is done whenever healthy person's organ has started to fail or has failed and they may need the organ for their survival. So like whenever there is a liver failure or there is an acute liver failure, that means any patient has ingested some toxins or they have got some severe infection which is causing the liver to fail. So acute liver failure can happen within 24 to 48 hours and the patient may require organ transplant immediately. Or in patient with chronic liver failure where their liver is failing continuously since many weeks or months or years, so they may also require transplant. Same in case of heart failure, the patient whose heart either have failed acutely within 24-48 hours or has been failing since many months or years. Kidney also same, the patient may be on dialysis for many years before undergoing kidney transplant, or the kidney may have failed acutely in cases of clot in the kidney or ingestion of some toxins or a severe infection. So a person can survive on single kidney. One kidney has failed, the other kidney will take over and patient may live a normal life for lifelong, but the transplant is only required whenever both the kidneys have failed. So whenever we are doing a kidney transplant, only one kidney is transplanted into the patient's body, which takes over the function of a failing kidney or failed kidney, and patient can have a normal life after that. So as many of us know that after organ transplant, patient is shifted inside an ICU for monitoring and stabilization. So after shifting the patient to an ICU, the initial step we do is always first make the patient comfortable, stabilize the patient and start the monitoring. Stabilize in the form of again ABC, airway, breathing and circulation. If the patient is on ventilator support, then we adjust the settings of the ventilator. How is patient breathing? Is patient sedated or not? If the patient has adequate pain control or not. So these are the things that we see. We connect the patient to the monitor and we record all the vital functions, and if any step needs to be taken, then we take it then and there. Second step is we start assessing the performance of a new organ, like if the kidney is forming adequate amount of urine or not, liver is detoxifying all the toxins in our body, heart is pumping efficiently or not, by means of various measures and machines. Like we do blood tests repeatedly multiple times in a day to look for the levels of some or the other parameters. We do ultrasound repeatedly to check for the blood flow to that organ, and we monitor clinically. All the three things are done. So next step that we do after stabilization and assessment of the organ function is starting an immunosuppressant. So because it is a foreign object to your body, any organ that is being transplanted inside is a foreign object. So your body will start the reaction to reject that organ or throw that organ out. So the chances of rejection are very high in the first 48 hours of the surgery. So we need to initiate the immunosuppressant immediately or as soon as possible after the surgery, depending on the type of surgery, type of organ being transplanted, patient's baseline condition and other organ functions. So we need to start the immunosuppressant at a dosage that balances the prevention of rejection and the side effect caused by the medication. So some of you may be aware that immunosuppressants are not very safe drug. They can cause some serious side effects, but we always see the risk versus benefit during post-op period in organ transplant. The benefit is always going to be more than the risk, but we need to balance the dose of medicines. Another thing that we have to look after is the infection control. We have to keep the patient in a positive isolation area. The patient is always kept in an isolation area so that the handling of the patient is minimal, the visitors are minimal. Doctors and staffs also take precautions before entering the isolation room. That is, they wear a PPE kit, they wear caps and masks, sterilize their hands, they wear sterile gloves before handling the patient. Another thing is we need to start or continue with some antibiotics to prevent the infection, and all the SOPs or the checklist for preventing ventilator associated pneumonia, catheter associated urinary tract infection, central line associated bloodstream infections, this all needs to be prevented. So necessary steps needs to be taken to prevent the infection because their immunity is already low, and because they have already been started on an immunosuppressant, the medicines that prevent the rejecting of an organ, they are immunosuppressants. That means it suppresses the immunity of your body. So the chances of infections are very high. So now next question would be how long patient would be required to keep in an ICU. So depending on the organ of transplant, patient may be required to keep in ICU or in an isolation ICU for at least 2 to 5 days. Sometimes it may be longer in case of heart transplant, because we need to assess and stabilize the functioning organ, and we need to be sure that this organ is at the least possible stage of rejection. So once we are sure of that, we are sure that organ is functioning well, then we can shift the patient out of the ICU. But out of the ICU, again, patient goes to an isolation room where utmost precaution of again hygiene is taken and minimum visitors are allowed inside the ward. So the possible complications that we see inside an ICU post any organ transplant is destabilization of the patient, or patient becoming serious, or the vital functions of the other organs are not performing very well immediately after the surgery. Like in case of any surgery, there may be complications. Similarly, in these patients also, there may be some post-surgical complications. Second, there may be chances of rejection. Third, the patient may get infection very fast. Fourth, the chances of clotting or bleeding because the parameters inside the body gets deranged after organ transplant. And last, ICU delirium or the psychosis, because the patient may be in an isolated area with minimal amount of contact with the outside world or their relatives, so they may go into ICU delirium as well. So many may ask us, after ICU, what's next? What precautions do they need to take, and how to move forward with the new organ? So foremost precaution is maintaining the hygiene, allowing minimum visitors to be in contact with you. Even after going home, visitors should be kept to minimum because they are on immunosuppressant. Again, their immunity is low. We don't want them to catch an infection. So the nutrition has to be very good because they are still recovering and the new organ needs good nutrition to survive. They need good rehabilitation because they generally have a huge scar on their body whenever there is an organ transplant, and there is weakening of the muscles beneath the scar. So we need good rehabilitation, physiotherapy to help them recover, stand up and get them moving. So these are the things that is expected or needs to be done to a transplant recipient. Also, one of the most important things that the recipient needs to take that immunosuppressant for their lifelong, because the chances of rejection, though they may be less after 48 hours, the delayed rejections can also happen, and to prevent that we need the recipient or the patient to take immunosuppressant. But again, they need to be in the touch with their doctor. The immunosuppressant level in their body needs to be checked. The blood test needs to be done repeatedly as doctors have advised to see if the toxicity is not happening. And if the levels are out of the range, then your doctor will advise you to change the immunosuppressant or stop the immunosuppressant as per your clinical condition as well. So organ transplant is one of a very crucial step, but ICU intensivist plays a big role in managing this patient and getting them up and about to deal with their life again. Thank you.